Ahoy, Questers. Once again, it's Saturday. It's the 29th, I guess. Yeah, 29th of September, Saturday. And again, we are at the boat. And today's projects are pretty much a continuation of last week's projects. We are still trying to get the fairing done, although I have completed the fairing. I got here earlier and did some work on the fairing. That's kind of boring. You guys have seen the fairing before. You don't want to see the fairing again. So I finished up the small bit of fairing that needed to be done. We also went to Home Depot today and picked up some paint. The paint that we're going to be using for the head, both the forward and the aft head. Also some other, stuff that you get at Home Depot that you always seem to need and never seem to have. And then of course when you get back to wherever it is, home, boat, whatever, you always find out that, hey, I needed this, that, or the other thing and I forgot to get it, which is the case this time. But anyway, I digress. So the heads, yes, working in the heads. So as I finished up with the bondoing, where pretty much a couple of screw heads that are penetrating from outside that come through the side of the couch roof. I don't know what's mounted there, but they penetrate all the way through. I'll have to cut the heads off or the points off so that I can fair over those. So I still have to do that, but I'm waiting for the rest of the fairing compound to dry before I get in there and start cutting away and get my fingers into the wet stuff. So in the meantime, I thought, well, we're going to refurbish this head. I'm working in the aft head right now. We're going to be refurbishing this head, so why don't I start some of the demo? And so I did. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that I took out. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I removed this bowl sink here, as you can see here. This is a Polar, basically a bowl sink. But I was trying to take the connector off the hose that goes to the overboard. Snapped off in my hand, so this was ready to go. Anyway, here it is. This is the bowl sink, and take a look at the inside of this thing, the corrosion. I don't know if the camera does that justice, but that's simply gross. So anyway, that's gone. So under the trash can. Also took this old faucet off here. I guess it's still in okay shape, but it's not quite what we want back there. And, this is going to be our home, so took that off. So in the trash that goes. Also, there was a mirror in there, and that mirror is right there. And you can see the edges of that mirror deteriorating pretty badly. Just bad. Oop, let's go around the mast here. Just an old bad mirror. Take it out, get rid of it. We'll get something else to put in that spot. And then there was this towel bar. It's a wooden towel bar. Still in pretty good shape. I'm thinking maybe I might use this. I might stain it or oil it or something and put some varnish on there, make it shiny. I might put it back. I don't know yet. Just depends on how. Just depends on how we decide to go with the head. What we decide to do as far as stylizing. So there you see where the bowl was. That was a bear to get out. You know what they say about boats? They say that normal tasks, that would take a half an hour to do in a normal situation takes 3 hours to do on a boat. Well, it wasn't quite 3 hours, but freaking close to it. Because I had to squeeze my whole body into that space right there to get up underneath of it to take the wing nuts off, which of course were rusted in place, so I had to use vice grips to get them off. And anyway, so I've sanded down this surface right here. It's a little dirty, but I've sanded down the surface, so it cleaned up pretty nicely. So I'm thinking we're probably going to be okay with keeping this surface, at least for now. I know that at some point we want to go with a Corian type countertop. But for the time being, I think I can make this look nice enough. I still need to get rid of that old crusty soap dispenser, soap holder, or cup holder, or whatever that is, toothbrush holder. I need to get a key set to get under here, and I don't have one with me, so, and I'm not sure, it feels pretty corroded, so it may be coated in there, so it may be a bear to get off, I don't know. But anyway, so here's where the mirror was. You can see the old light. This old light's going away. It's going to go bye-bye. We're going to have we're going to do a different light system in here, so that's going to go bye-bye. Anyway, so I need to clean this wall up. This toilet right here. This is the old. I'm not even sure what brand this is. Oh, it's let's see, what is it? It's rattan. It's an old rattan toilet. Round bowl. Manual marine head. Well, this is going to go bye-bye. We're going to get rid of this because we are going to remove all the plumbing, remove all the hoses, remove the storage tank, remove all the hoses underneath the sink, and get rid of the through hull. And we're going to have a composting head in here. So we're going to put a composting head right here that doesn't require all this plumbing, which is going to be nice. So it'll get rid of the smell. It'll give us more storage underneath the sink, because we won't need all that piping under there. We won't have all this piping over here. And the storage tank, of all things, is situated underneath our bed here. This is our master, the owner's stateroom here. So we have this nice big queen size bed, and the poop tank is sloshing around underneath there. So not exactly my idea of, I don't know. I have a hard time when I have to think about poop splashing around underneath the bed. So that's what we've been up to today, or I've been up to today. Jean's not here. She's on her way. She's going to be coming here in a little bit. She's going to help me do some demo in the forward head. Do the same thing. We're going to take the bowl sink out. We're going to take out the faucet. We're going to take out the damaged mirror. We're going to take out the old junk, and get it ready for new stuff. Now the marine head that's in there, in the forward head, we're going to keep that, we're going to continue to have a marine head forward, but we are not going to have the head that's up there. I'm going to replace it with a new toilet. But we are going to have a marine head up there. There is a tank. It's under the forward berth. But what we're going to do is we're going to set this one up so that it's permanently set up. So it's permanently set up to discharge overboard. It will be able to be switched to a tank if necessary. We have to do that for Coast Guard and environmental regulations require that we have a marine sanitation device, which includes a holding tank, on board. So to meet the requirements, we'll keep that one. But we're going to set it up to be to discharge directly overboard, not to go in a tank, and we're only going to use it when we're out past the 3 mile limit or the 7 mile limit, whatever it is. I have to check, so that we're authorized to dump overboard. So that way we have two heads. If we do have guests, obviously they're going to want to have a head to use. But when we're in the marina, when we're within the 3 mile limit and we can't pump, we can use the composting head. I suppose if we had guests and they needed a head, we could always switch to the tank and they could use the forward head, so that at least they'd have a head. But I'd rather not as much as possible, because it's just stinky and all that. So anyway, that's that. I'll show you the forward head. Let's take a look here. Okay, so the forward head is up here in the forward part of the boat. Go figure, right? So here's the forward head. So it's the same sort of toilet. It's a rattan toilet, but that, like I said, we're going to be replacing that. It's old, and I'm just going to get a new one. The seat and the lid broke off, and so I'm just going to discard it and get something new. There's the bowl sink. Now this one's not as bad as that one in the aft cabin. It's in better shape. But I think we're still going to want to go with something different. So we're still going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that old combination shower. Here's the combination shower. For this head does not have a separate shower, so you basically have to pull a curtain around, which we've taken down. But you pull a curtain around when you come in the head to keep water from going outside, you know, through the doors and from getting all over everything. And your little shower curtain tie. But you just pull a curtain around. There's a track that you put up, and you could just pull a curtain around. How many times am I going to say that? Right? And then you can take a shower by using that wand right there in the forward head. So anyway, but we're gonna get rid of all of that as well. We don't. We'll put something else. I mean, we're gonna still have the shower. We're gonna still have the the handheld shower in here, but we're gonna use a different something better, something nicer than that. And of course, this old mirror and the old light. That's the old stall light. That's gonna go bye-bye. So anyway, yep, lots of work to do yet. Oh, and here, this is primed. This is all primed up and ready to be painted, and then we're gonna paint this. And Jean picked out a real nice color paint that we're gonna use to paint the wall, the bulkheads in there. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick this up or not, but on the top of that can right there, there's that little greenish spot right there. That's the color that's going to be going in there. And it's a semi-gloss enamel. It's an indoor-outdoor, interior-exterior semi-gloss enamel. It's oil-based, so it's good for heads, good for wet areas. It's an enamel, so it's nice and hard. So anyway, that's what we're up to. That's what we're doing. And I guess I need to get back to it. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of why working on a boat takes so much longer than anywhere else. You see, this is the faucet control for the shower in the master. And the master has a separate little shower compartment, so if I can back up, you come into the head, here, and you go around the corner, and there's this little shower stall right here, a little seat in there, and there's the faucet for the shower, and the shower hose, I already took it off, hooks up here. And anyway, it's handheld. So, in order to get this off, I have to go back in here and reach back in here to get to the washer, the screw that's on this. Right, I got the top one off. The top one came off fairly easily. Sorry, I'm gonna have to keep this camera tilted right. Do it this way. There we go. That's better. So anyway, I don't know if that's gonna focus. Anyway, that's the that's the deal. And I gotta get my hand back in here and try to get onto that lower one there. And I don't know. I've tried and tried. Got the top one off. I can't get this lower one off. I can't get to it. Oh, what a pain. So here I am, taking I don't know how long to try to get that off because of that one washer. It's craziness. Well, some success. Got it off. Man, was that a pain. That took me forever to get that off. I mean, it's just, I mean, if you were at home trying to change a faucet out, you could have changed a whole bunch of faucet outs in the time that it took me to take that faucet off. So it came off right there like that. Yep, right out of there. Man, what a pain. Hopefully I won't have to change a faucet there again for a long, long time. I hope. Alright, well, success. That's a good thing. Well, Questers, that's a wrap for this week. We did a little more bondoing, and we worked in the head, took out in the aft head, took out the bowl sink, removed the faucet, disconnected all that and removed it, and then disconnected the shower and the shower faucet. And it doesn't sound like a lot. That doesn't sound like, it sounds like, oh, that's not very much. That took forever. You're working in a boat and you're working in these tight, constricted spaces where you have to be a contortionist to get into. I'm serious. It's just unbelievable how much longer a project takes on a boat because of the confined spaces that you got to work in, and you really have to figure out new and innovative ways of getting to things and removing things. That shower faucet in the shower stall in the aft cabin, man, holy cow. I mean, I thought crawling under the sink was bad enough, but when I tried to, at least I didn't have to crawl into anything, but trying to reach my hand around behind that in that little small space and try to get a wrench onto that nut so I could get it off, oh my gosh. And it was, of course, the top one was loose enough to almost come off by hand, but the bottom one was winched on there, but good, and it took some serious force to get it off. But got it off finally, and so we got most of the stuff out of that aft head. Got to get that toilet and all that plumbing out of there, but before I do that, I'm gonna have to have the aft head pumped out, because there's effluent in the tank, and I don't want there to be anything in there when I get ready to. It's going to be stinky as it is, stinky proposition as it is, when I start disconnecting hoses. I don't want there to be any chance that there's going to be any kind of liquid come rolling out of there. So I've got to make sure I flush that thing pretty good. I'm going to pump it out and then flush it with, then just put fresh water in there, dump fresh water down the toilet and pump it into the tank, and then pump it out again, and take fresh water and dump it in there and pump it out again, and then I'll disassemble everything and take it all out. That'll be the last thing that we need to do back there, is take that out, and then we can just clean it up real good back there. I know Gene's planning on painting those bulkheads up around the port lights and all, but I'm thinking maybe we ought to paint that whole space out. It might look nice if we painted the whole space, but I don't know. If we do paint, maybe we just paint it white. Maybe a nice semi-gloss, oil-based white paint. I've taken the sander to all the surfaces in there where stuff was, and I've taken it down to like I don't know, 60 grit or whatever, just to get stains and stuff off, and so I can go back with 120, maybe 220 grit and get it smooth, and then maybe we can paint it. Maybe we'll paint it the same color, maybe we won't, I don't know. But anyway, it'll look a lot nicer than it does no matter what we do to it. So anyway, well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna head out of here. The weather is kind of crappy today. As you can see behind me, it's very cloudy, although the temperature is nice today. There is a breeze, but I've got some other things I need to get done, so I'm gonna call this video done. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you that watch regularly. Thank you for the comments, the thumbs up. If you like these videos, if you like the video, if you like the content, please give us a thumbs up. Think about that. And subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Please share these videos with family and friends. Encourage others to watch them and subscribe. And we thank you for tuning in and for being a part of the team. And we wish you guys fair winds and following seas. Bye.